Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Every couple weeks, it seems like Vince McMahon gets brought up in the internet wrestling community for one reason or another. Now it's because I think most WWE fans and most commentators online are saying that TKO and Triple H have absolutely ruined WWE, and the grass is always greener over here. It used to be better over here. The Attitude Era was better, and it was better with Vince McMahon, and this and that, and everything should change, and Triple H sucks, and TKO is the worst. And I agree with some of those sentiments that some things that TKO has done and some things that Triple H has done haven't been sort of the best thing that's ever happened to WWE. I mean, here are some things that have happened to WWE under the TKO group holdings, right? One, I think most importantly, is that ticket prices are higher than ever, making live shows less accessible for real fans or families, which is what WWE is for. It's sports entertainment. That's the whole point. And so if it costs $2,000 to go to a show, you can fuck right off. And so that's an issue that I think WWE needs to really deal with. But TKO is so greedy and so money hungry that they don't really care. And that's an issue because if you don't really nurture your core fan base, then you don't have a sports entertainment company. A next thing that people are have an issue about is like ring aprons and announce tables feel very overcrowded with sponsorships, which I agree, it's kind of distracting. I do like the Slim Jim tables though, so it is what it is. And then people also say that production looks flashy, but sort of lacks the classic big fight feel at times. Storylines often start really strong, but lose direction midway. And then they think, of course, as always, this always happens, right? Some talents deserving of a push are still waiting, right? That's always going to happen. There's still, not everyone can be pushed at all times. Like, that's just a very complicated sort of part of the wrestling industry. There can only be a couple top guys and a couple people on their way up, and then everyone else just kind of floats around, hopefully waiting for their opportunity and attacking when they do get it. And this is kind of a random claim, but some people hate the Survivor Series now because it's lost its sort of Raw versus SmackDown identity. And so those are some of the things that fans have been saying that are an issue with WWE since TKO took over. And I agree with some of those things, most importantly being the ticket prices. WWE has to be accessible to the family. I think that's where AEW can really come in and steal a lot of the fan base, because you can still go to an AEW show for very cheap, for inexpensive. One, because they don't sell out and they play smaller venues, but two, the ticket prices are very reasonable. So if you want to take your wife and your two kids, or you want to take your son for the very first time, or you want to go yourself, or you want to grab your buddies and go, it's possible. You won't be breaking the bank and have to like ration out whether you want to pay for groceries or rent or go to this fucking wrestling show. That's never going to be a debate. And so I think that's where AEW can come along. And so that's been sort of a topic of contention for fans and commentators online. And then of course with that comes like, well, what about Vince McMahon? And there was this people were really adamant online that Vince McMahon had absolutely nothing to do with WrestleMania 39. That at that point, Triple H was in charge of creative, so he made all the decisions for WrestleMania 39, which was an amazing WrestleMania, especially the Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes match. But really, as things start to unfold, we learned that it was Roman Reigns' decision, but at the time, Vince McMahon still had full say. And let's hear what Dave Meltzer said on the subject, who's, a well-known wrestling sort of commentator and journalist. And Dave Meltzer says Roman Reigns was the one who pitched Cody Rhodes losing at WrestleMania 39, but Vince McMahon had the final say at the time. There are so many people online who said Vince doesn't have any creative control anymore. He's done. He had final say still just at WrestleMania 39. I mean, this coming April, we're going to be in WrestleMania 42. It's not that far removed from the Vince McMahon era, and there are so many people who are absolutely upset about what's happening with WWE and how Triple H has taken it. So here's what Dave had to say. It was Roman Reigns' call. I mean, Vince had to approve it, but Roman Reigns was the one who went to Vince with the idea and pitched the idea that it would be better. It would be more meaningful if he didn't win the first time. We built to a bigger one the second time and explained it. Obviously, that worked out fucking incredibly. I think Heyman was with Reigns when he did it. I think they're very persuasive. The argument's very strong with the benefit of hindsight that they were right because the second one was much bigger than the first year. But Vince made the call and Levesque was on board with the call. But Vince was the one who made the call. Vince was the one who had final say at that point. Still, WrestleMania 39, he had final say. He had final say the whole time. He was the chairman of the board again or whatever. He was in charge of the company and you remain having the final say even though Levesque was in charge of creative. And so people now are saying, should we be bringing Vince McMahon back? And the answer is absolutely not. Triple H has done some really good things with WWE. Is creative not as good as it could be? Sure, but you can say that all the time, no matter what. You always look back into the 10 years, 15 years, 5 years ago, Attitude Era. Oh, it's so much better. Oh, it's so much better. What's happening now with WWE is there's some really strong stuff happening. I mean, that reign of Roman Reigns of 1,000, almost 400 days or something like that was one of the most incredible things we've seen in the history of professional wrestling and in WWE. And that was a sort of WWE-led thing. Obviously, Roman Reigns at the helm of it, doing an unbelievable job with that, pitching the idea of winning at WrestleMania 39, not for his ego. I'm not winning at WrestleMania 39 for my ego. I'm winning because when I lose eventually at WrestleMania 40, it'll be even bigger. I mean, imagine if Roman Reigns lost at WrestleMania 39. That's 365 days. That's 1 year less of his title reign. It still would have been amazing, right? It still would have been over 1,000 days as champion. But he retains and then does another 365 days as champion and then loses and then Cody finishes the story. And then Cody Rhodes goes back to WrestleMania 41 and loses to John Cena. Now he's the champion again. And hopefully in Berlin at the 3 Stages of Hell match, Cody Rhodes loses to Drew McIntyre. And we can see Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42. And Roman Reigns finally recaptures the WWE Undisputed Championship and is WWE Undisputed Champion for 100 zillion days for the next 15 years. Because no matter how you shake it, Roman Reigns is the guy in WWE. It doesn't matter if he's there 1 day a year or all the days of the year. He is the top guy in WWE. Cody Rhodes can say until he's blue in the face that he's the quarterback, but Roman Reigns is the guy. There was no better time in the business for WWE, at least according to Nick Khan, in terms of sales and merchandise and moving the business forward than when Roman Reigns was champion for over 1,000 days. That was one of the most incredible runs we've ever seen in the history of professional wrestling. And it was Roman Reigns' decision to make that even better by winning at WrestleMania 39 and then eventually losing at WrestleMania 40. But we need another Roman Reigns WWE Undisputed Championship run. And hopefully that happens at WrestleMania 42 when he beats Drew McIntyre. At least that's my prediction. But let me know what you think about this whole Vince McMahon, Roman Reigns, Triple H type situation in the comments down below. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. Then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.